It's just a real pleasure to work with a co-partner, and we are the same character, essentially.
We have amazing actors who work in the creature department who voice these puppets when we're on set.
We've got Amber, who puppets Estelle Maria, and she's like another actor in the room for me. We get to kind of have fun like that sometimes.
Brian, who puppeteers the monkey, is an actor, and he's able to physicalise and put breath into that puppet.
To stand next to Ruth and to offer up ideas and to discuss scenes with her, that's something that I could not have ever imagined would happen with a puppet. It's so special.
His Dark Materials is no small ask when it comes to visual effects, and the kind of the demands not only increase but change as you get through the seasons.
Listen to what he has to say.
Season 3 saw us have new challenges like Galavespians and the Malefa, and then the Harpies. You know, you look at the story and you're like, can we get rid of these things? You know, they're going to be expensive. How do we do it? What do we do? And obviously you go, well, of course we can't. You know, these are critical characters.
You've come here for you.
The puppeteering has always been vital since the very beginning, a physical anchor that the actors and creatives can look to. We will rehearse with the directors, with the actors, with the camera to make sure that they have an idea of where everything is and how it works.
Whatever happens, we'll be together.
I think you kind of have to forget that you're you and kind of have fun with it and realise that for Lyra that is a part of her. It's not actually like an animal or a pet or a toy, it's her.
When you're putting any kind of non-real character into a show, the most important thing is the relationship between the actor or the actress and the character they're meant to be acting against. If we don't have a good performance and that doesn't feel real and grounded, it doesn't really matter what we do in visual effects because it doesn't feel true, it doesn't feel real.
We had some very exciting builds to do this year. Season 3 is really when you start moving into worlds that don't reflect our world as much as you would expect.
Hunger.
You have Malefa, which are big, beautiful, incredible, totally alien creatures.
We knew in season 1 that we had this very complicated character to create. So Malefa was an interesting conceptual character to design. You know, you can't see a skeleton, so what people might want to see, which is this shaped skeleton in the book, well, you can't see that, and it would make something so alien looking that we pared back some of the complexity to make it more of a kind of an acceptable character for the audiences to fall in love with. You know, it was a very much combined effort where Russell Dodgson would look at anything I would do, probably pushing us back and moving it around a bit. He wanted to make sure what he animated and how he brought it to life sounded plausible, looked plausible.
Oily.
Ja.
Really what we did is we tried to find something that fit the aesthetic of our show, which is a very grounded fantasy. So what we did is we actually looked at a type of dinosaur called a Calicotherium, where it has really long front legs and shorter back legs, and we felt that that gave us a really nice sort of balance for a slightly different kind of way of moving and walking.
It was really incredible, the language, because they created an entire language for it, so I think the puppeteers learnt like the language. All the scenes that Simone and the Malefa had together were in that language.
You have harpies in the Land of the Dead, which have 30-foot wingspan, 8-foot tall, bird-like humanoid creatures.
The Harpies are one of my favourite characters from the books, and they seem so evil and horrible and grotesque, and they are doing a bad thing. They are sort of almost the prison wardens of the Land of the Dead, and yet they have so much more in them. There is something that can be turned to good.
I'd like to give you something to thank you.
One of our trainees, Molly, she designed 30-foot wings, which we put on set in front of people, which don't just sit there either. They go fully in, down, up, forward, everything. They're beautiful pieces of engineering.
And the Harpies, they have to be awful, you know, like makes you feel sick, uncomfortable. They're disgusting.
Do not lie to me.
But also you have to find somewhere in your heart some sympathy for this awfulness. It was very interesting trying to find our route through It's revulsion, you know, the level of how dark you can go. And it's a family show. It's a show for young people as much as, you know, for everyone. But it's a really interesting thing to create, a really interesting thing to design, to do, and obviously Framestore have done an amazing job in bringing it to life.
Galavespians are these kind of like miniature warriors, really powerful as well. They basically have got the strength of humans. Win and Lyra get to meet Salmakia, who's a Galavespian.
Who are you?
I'm under instruction to take you to Azrael. Follow me.
We knew that they were small things that would need to fly through the space and actually interact with an actor. We needed to provide something that was this size that people could actually work against and that could be the correct size in the frame. We built what are essentially squishy little action figures.
Hello, Mrs. Coulter.
They're great little characters that I've had scenes with this high, and I work with Roke. He's my companion in the Magisterium and helps me escape.
And those little people, to be honest, have been a lot of fun to play with, and people do get a good laugh having them fly around and be in cheeky little places and posing them and just putting them somewhere naughty on set.
I don't doubt for a second that you would. What are you?
Beni Elim. Angels, in your language.
Rook and Balthamos are angels that Will meets, and they kind of guide him and help him, almost like his guardian angels in some way. They kind of had these blue contacts in. Kind of freaky to look at first, but they looked really cool and kind of like shaved heads.
I know.
I only got to work with Cobner, who was amazing. The makeup they did on them was incredible. It was just like metallic and just amazing. The costumes are incredible. And again, it felt like you were with the character. And they had like a wingsuit, so that you could see like the wingspan.
We had to find a balance and something that we felt fit our show. And in the end, they've although very difficult to land, they've become another kind of delicate and nuanced character within the sort of the show.
Excitingly, on season 3, Yorick comes back in a very big way. We have different things for Yorick that he can do. We have full-size rigs that he can go up to 11 foot. Yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big boy. And we had all kinds of different rigs that we could put on a person so they could actually interact with people, stunt performers, smash them out of the way, have them go flying back when he hits them. It's very frenetic how Yorick interacts with people when he's angry.
Goodbye, Lyra Silvertongue. I hope we do meet again.
Yorick's really fun to film with because the amazing Joe Tannberg comes and he puppeteers Yorick's head, and it's really cool because you have that extra bit of interaction, and Joe's so incredible. You never doubted yourself?
Bears do not doubt.
The things that this production has accomplished through using puppetry as a medium is unfounded. I've never done anything like it before.
And actually what's been amazing is normally doing furry animals, furry creatures is one of the hardest things, but because we've done it now over multiple seasons, you end up in a place where, or the thing that is normally difficult becomes actually the simple part, and the hard part becomes all the new challenges that turn up.
It's honor of my life, and I'm truly, I couldn't say enough good things for the department. Every single person is the most incredible people I've ever worked with, and the most dedicated, creative, thoughtful, just incredible team. It's just been beautiful, yeah.